All right, hey you guys, here again with another video. Just gonna be talking about some stuff I've been doing lately. Just I guess some kind of update. I haven't made a video in like 2 months, I think. So yeah, it's been a lot of shit has happened since then. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, lately I've just been chipping down at this like new sci-fi project that I have. Um, Usually on my art station, I try to I say this like all the time, I swear to God, but I try to space out like whenever I do like a few comfort projects, I guess you could say, projects that I'm more familiar with, things that I like gravitate towards naturally, like the whole medieval fantasy kind of vibe. I try to throw a little bit of like sci-fi in there just to show more range. Cause I'd hate like I guess you could say one like irrational fear I have is that someone comes to my page or whatever and they're like looking to hire an artist or designer, and then they say, "Oh, this guy's pretty good, but all he does is fantasy, medieval stuff," and I'd be like, "No, no, no, wait." So I just like I have to. Um, I don't know. Like I'm thinking like I'll do two like comfort pieces or whatever, like comfort, not comfort, but like thematic wise. Like I'll always try to push myself in one direction or the other, right? In one way or another, I mean. And then I'll just sprinkle in a little bit of something I wouldn't normally do and just see how that evolves over time. Just design shape wise. So I'll just say, like, so far, I'm already pretty happy with like how far I've come with sci-fi. Like compared to my first time around, I think I'm doing a little better this time, especially given the time that I've had to just constantly go back and look at it and see what I did like wrong or whatever, or the things that I didn't like so much about it. Usually, it's in the shape of like literally the shape language actually like it's either the shape language or not fully understanding the function and having that be like recognizable. That's the trickiest part with sci-fi, is that like you want things to be instantly recognizable, so you have to have them like in a way relatable. Like you want to look at something and kind of be able to piece together what it's for, at least like some part or fraction of what the function actually is, right? But yeah, yeah. So here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and show my the project or whatever, and show you guys how far it's come so far. So, uh, yeah, it's been pretty tricky. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's so the first thing I was gonna do, right, and you can see already like early stages, you're gonna have absolutely no idea where anything's going or like what shapes you really want. For me, I just wanted it. Originally, it was going to be a small project. I think I've said this at least 4 times on the channel, but or in like videos, but yeah, it was supposed to be like a small thing to just kind of do in between whatever I'm doing already. But then as I wanted to, push myself, it's kind of like I wanted to get that practice in. I didn't want it to be surface level, because if it was, it'd just be that unrecognizable. Like if there was an iceberg for sci-fi projects, the thing that you would see at the top is mostly like the generic like not recognizable at all. It's just like the whole like 45-degree angles and all that stuff. And I wanted to kind of avoid that and just go with the more functional, grounded approach. Which I think I did for the most part here. Like I think for the most part I didn't. I'll just stop talking and just show more of the fucking art, bro. Cause I could sit here yapping forever, man. Um. So then we get to. Sorry if I sound like a little congested, man. Like I started this new job, and I'll talk about that later. But it's been fucking my immune system up bad, man. Like I gotta see a doctor or something. So a little time goes by, and then I do some sketch overs for the block-in that I had. Honestly, let me see. Yeah, so this is basically like the block out, like a little bit more fleshed out. Not, it's still kind of vague because I didn't know what was gonna go where, so I really had to um, just try to sketch something, just start somewhere and like go from there. Because at this point I was like, well, I don't really understand what it's gonna be or how I'm gonna like go about doing it or making it, but yeah, I mean, even then, even now, I'm still kind of figuring that out. I'm not gonna lie, like it's a little tricky sometimes. Um, so let me wait. Yeah, so like here, I was going over a bunch of props, and I was my friend Evan. Shout out Evan, dude. He was like telling me to be careful not to like make the same because with the first project I had, you can see a lot of these shapes, like just the square shape in general is just really uh, prominent. Like it's very much there. I don't know the word you would use for that, but like it's a very dominant shape for some reason every time I do anything sci-fi. Um, but as I've been doing it more, I'm starting to realize and see enough reference to where, okay, there's a lot cooler shapes that you can work with. Like whenever I'm doing a medieval project, there you're very limited in a lot of ways unless you start moving into the like more high fantasy realm of things or side of things. Uh, in terms of like what shapes you can have and use, and for it to still be believable. For architecture, at least I found I'm not like really like the curve. Um, I don't use a lot of like curves and organic shapes in my designs often at all. So like I think that's the next thing I want to try is just using more of those like flowy shapes and because like everything I do is gonna be like super structured. It's not gonna be like super flowy, which I guess you could call that a style, but to me, I could see it as a potential like if I that's one more thing that I just can't do on my portfolio, right? So like it freaks me out, man. It'll keep me up at night, low key. I don't want to deal with that shit. Um, so I think it'd be best if I just try to you know put the work in to at least understand it a little better. So let me put my screen a little bit down. Um, yeah, so as you can see, the box shape is very, very much there. And if I look back at my portfolio here, like you can see, like in every space, you got a square somewhere, rectangle, 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 or a square, rectangle, rectangle, rectangle. You know what I mean? And though it might be, even though it might be like kind of not too bad, like I just like to me I know what went into the back end of it. Like I know what I don't know. It's hard to explain. Like to other people it might be decent, but to me like I know why I made those decisions, and they were mostly based off of like some kind of skill that I was lacking at the time, if that makes sense. Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna mute my mic while I like clear my nose, dude, because I'm fucked up right now. Hold on. All right. Thanks for bearing with me, guys. Yeah, so like that's kind of what I think about. I'm gonna try not to get like caught in this fucking loop. It's like I get in a time loop every time I start talking about my portfolio. I swear to God, I go back and watch my other videos sometimes, and then I'm like, damn, dude, this is like the third video I've talked about this shit. Like, holy fuck. Um, so yeah, that's kind of like let me see if there's any other slides. Yeah, so I was like looking at like the cameras and stuff like oh what how would they work, like how would I incorporate that, because I thought the cameras, like I was looking at a bunch of I guess vintage cameras and stuff, and I just thought like oh there's something about the simplicity about it that I really like, but I need to make it more interesting somehow. So I was thinking like I could either add graphics, so like like warning signs, voltage shit, like things that you would look at, because when you're looking at like think about the first time your power went out in your house or something, right? You go to the control panel and there's nothing, all you see is buttons and labels, but you don't know what the labels mean. But they go to something, you know what I mean? With the simplicity of the security cameras, you like they don't have the labels. They don't need the labels. I mean, they're cameras, but like I'm thinking there's some way that I can link those two together. 100%, 100%. I just haven't figured it out yet. So here's some of the references I had with those security cameras. So you can see like it's for the most part it's just a square, but like if you look at this little round part, like what is that? You know what I mean? Like what does that do? So I was just looking at a bunch of old cameras, and like obviously now like you can see like with this like being a more I'd say this one on the left is more recognizable than the one on the right, because that, I mean, that looks, anything could be on the inside. I don't know, but this, like, it seems like it's all like bare, like it's, you can see it. It's like it's fucking. I don't know another word to say, so I'm just gonna say it's naked, right? Where that one's covered up, so you don't know what's going on. You can't see the machinery and all the turning shit, like all the little turning parts. But on this one, it's very visible. Um, Fuck, I hope that wasn't weird. I hope that wasn't a weird analogy, bro. Yeah, but and then this is what I'm talking about, right? Like you have all those buttons. Now, granted, this is not a security camera, but you can easily make some tweaks, like design wise, and make this work. Um, I was even thinking of like having a giant version of this, and that little round part that's on the bottom being like the base that keeps it on the ground or something like that. But as I started thinking more and more about that, I was like, man, that's a lot of work, dude. I'd do that for like one prop or something. Like I'd break it down like that, but I wouldn't do it for just something that's a small piece and a big cutaway. Unless I plan on doing like a focal thing for that piece, but I was like, nah, fuck that shit. I was like, dude, that's way too much work right now, man. Like at the time that I was starting this project, I had recently started the new job, and that was enough stress for me. Like, so I didn't really want to come home and like have to mentally figure that shit out too. Like it was just way too much for me. Um, yeah. So yeah, that was pretty much the cameras. And then here I tried to do some like, some thinking shit, like try to break down. But like honestly, I didn't really, so like the kit bash part and the isometric part, I didn't really stick to that too much. But everything else I was kind of trying to like piece together, like what is this thing gonna be, and like how is it gonna, dude, I don't know. Like if you look at the folk, like I did like some kind of weird floor plan, and I was just trying to figure out like where would it go, like where would this go, like just trying to map it out so that way when I was in 3D I'm not just randomly doing shit. I'm gonna mute my mic real quick because I gotta clear my nose again. I hate this shit, dude. All right, we're back. We're fucking back. All right, but if you do realize something else, like when you're dealing with floor plans, or when I'm dealing with floor plans, I know like a bunker, like shape wise, it's a round shape, but on the bottom it's just basically a square. So I had to really I tried a little bit to like change the level, make it a little different. But I mean, hey, I could only do so much at that point. So eventually I got a little further down. So this is where I was before, right? So I was still figuring like what goes where and all that. And then I started like adding in these little props here and there, like just scattering them throughout. And then I don't know, somewhere along the way I was just like, I think I'm repeating the same thing that I did in my first project. Like I was like I was thinking like, man, I feel like I don't know. Like I felt like it was just doing. I was doing the exact same. Like I was on the same path to making that same problem where there was just nothing but squares around. So I had to, like, after this point, I had to really sit back and like. I was talking to my friend Evan again about this, and he started pulling up these crazy ass like old technology, like from like I don't know, World War II or something like that. That was like it looked like this shit looks crazy. I don't know what this thing does. I think he found out that it was something for like intercepting something in the sky, okay? Like I don't know what this thing is, but if you needed some kind of scale, there's a fucking guy right here. There's two guys right there, man. There's two guys on the bottom operating this damn thing, and I don't know what. And it looks like there's valves on each side that they like rotated up and down, and like maybe they turn it in a 360-degree thing to like I don't know, because I don't see a single screen on here, so I don't know what these guys are up to, man. They're doing some crazy shit. But yeah, I was just trying to figure out like, okay, well, how can I make a focal point in here and have it be interesting. I didn't want to do like, I knew like if I had a bunch of squares and I had one square that had a circle on it, that would most likely be what caught your attention, right? Like if I zoom out here, like all these squares start to just kind of blend together. And then you look at this one, it's like, okay, that one's different than the other ones, to be honest. Like, so you kind of, your eye kind of goes there, um, but yeah, eventually, yeah, I took that and I started thinking, okay, what is this thing gonna look like? And I thought like some HUD, but then it turned out to be a square with 8 squares on the inside, and I'm just like, God damn it, man! Like I did it again. I did it again. Like even though I put a lot of thought into it or whatever, like I thought it'd be cool to have like some kind of super monitor or something like that. Like you know how security boards. Let me see if that's in my reference. Uh, these are pretty cool references too. These two. I've been looking back at those a lot. Okay, here. So you see like how there's always like multiple monitors, but like they're like lined up. I thought like, okay, what if it was just one big ass machine that just housed those monitors and like that'd be cool, kinda. And I even like I kept trying to like this is what I mean. Like there's something about the simplicity here that I really like, but design wise, it's not very rich. I would say like if I took this by itself, I would say like out of 10, this would be like a like visually aesthetics wise, like how much is there to look at? How much does it make you like more curious looking at it? I'd say this is like a 4, like for me, but like design wise, but like in real life, I'm very curious about it. Like this would be like a 7, like 6, 7 range, because I'm curious. Like okay, how did these computers work? Like why is there not for some of them you're thinking like why wasn't there a keyboard or not like why isn't there a mouse, you know? Have you noticed in like most Fallout games like there's not a mouse? You're literally just typing like that on a keyboard like in I just to me it's interesting how that worked because I mean you just used arrows because it was a two like it was an up and down left and right thing, so you just use arrows to like scroll down, scroll up, left, right, you know, I'm guessing. Uh, yeah, this is another thing. I don't know what that is. What is this? Okay. So yeah, I started trying to break like when I had these 2 squares, right? I try to break them down into like something interesting, and then I look at this and I look right back to my sci-fi project, right? And I'm starting to see very similar. Like, I don't think these designs are bad per se. I don't think these are bad at all, honestly. Like, I think I do a decent job here to break up the square shapes. But the problem was that I didn't use any of these. So, like, I kind of. Because these all got converted into being. These all ended up being, like, this top right thing. Which essentially ended up being just a big rectangle, dude. Like, it does have some small, like. It has a square on the left, a rectangle on the right, and then an interesting shape above the rectangle on the right. But in terms of like, here, let me make my screen a little smaller. Like in terms of really breaking that silhouette, like I think there were a lot better. Oh man, dude, I should go back and just make some of these into a prop sheet, dude. I really like some of these. Yeah, like I said, this record, like this little thing right here, it reminded me of exactly like some early stage stuff I was doing for these. I don't know if it's that one though. Hold on. Yeah, for like this one, like just I don't know. It has the same vibe, dude. I had another page that I had like yeah like this one right here. It had the same vibe, and I was like, all right, I don't want to make that same mistake again. Like I'm gonna just I mean granted I did change it up a little bit, but like then again I just didn't use it because by the time I got done doing all that design, I was just trying to wrap it up so fast that all these designs that I sketched up just went right out the window. So excuses, excuses. And then the part that kind of pissed me off, I'm not gonna lie, with this project is not to like I don't want to sit here shitting on myself the whole video, right? But I did all of this work to change up like just the basic square and fill it in with like a bunch of different things to look at that had their own functions. And then I settled on this shit, like just one rectangle, man. Like sure the inside is probably a lot more interesting than the silhouette itself, but I could have done that differently, man. I'm scared as shit about that. So like I don't know. I started asking myself a lot of questions when it came to that specifically. I was just like, man, I don't know. I'm kind of yeah. So here, I went from kind of like just having these, you know, these areas that were just kind of not really thought out too much, and I just started thinking, okay, well, let's fill it in with some props that I'll actually use. So I didn't try to like overly sketch things, right? I saw this reference and I saw like this tapered end of the machine, and I was like, oh, that's an interesting shape. And I was like, okay, well, what can I sketch while I look at this that I can mix in, what interesting pieces. And I came up with this thing, and eventually it got in there, and then like now it's a prop in there, so that's pretty cool. And then I had this kind of other idea for it, and I kind of use this, but I don't know. I'll let you guys be the judge of that later. So yeah, here's kind of how the 3D evolved over time. Just so that's just stage 1, 2, and then just like changing and try to bring those references in so I don't forget what they were. Eventually the airplane kind of got out of there because it was just kind of a placeholder. I just took it off of Sketchfab. Everything else I built though, they're blocks. Come on now. So yeah, and then I eventually started moving things around and making it more like I tried to add more of those relatable things in there. So I added some lockers, I added some file cabinets, just to bring back that like old information age, pre USB. What the hell just happened to my webcam, dude? What the hell was that? Pre USB, pre like hard drive. Like you just have a bunch of normal documents. But what I did with this, what the fuck was that? Dude, I think my cord's like loose or something. But yeah, what I tried to do here was like some kind of thing. So like my idea with it was like it's a filing cabinet, but it has an access terminal to unlock the file, like the cabinets, instead of having just pull out cabinets. I thought that'd be a cool, interesting idea. So that's one of the props that I'm gonna do a call out for later. And then this part I ended up changing too. So let me zoom out a little bit more. Yeah, so there's that machine that I was talking about. It's like, so I just blocked that in right there, and that was pretty cool. And then I obviously took those filing cabinets out because I already had like 3 of them, so I didn't see the point of having like 2 more right there. Yeah. And then I started. I was at work trying like on my job. I tend to be in the truck a lot. So hold on, let me do my fucking nose, dude. All right, so when I'm on the trucks a lot, like at work, uh, I end up seeing like a lot of interesting shapes. So I was like, okay, what interesting shapes can I break up these straight lines with? And I just thought like some fans, like some ventilation or something. I was looking at like pipes for like factories and stuff like that, and I was like, okay, that's what I'll put there. Like I gotta put something there, man. Like I was like, dude, I can't have all these straight lines. Like I'm trying to like break that up. And then I didn't call out the fact that I started working on the exterior, because the exterior at the time was just like this flat shape. So I also started adding an access ladder to the roof where you can like work on the security cameras and um, yeah, all that fun stuff. Eventually I changed the windows kind of to be able to put something there to break that round shape, because it like it just this little hatch for the window or whatever wasn't doing it for me. So I was just like, okay, well, I'll just put that there. Um, yeah, and then I started, trying to figure out, okay, well, how am I gonna do this and that, and like, bada bing, bada boom. I don't know how to explain this from here really, but yeah, like I said, I added the little fans at the top. Added in that little weird thing that Evan pointed out. Like I just thought that would be a cool like little drone piece or something. And just I started adding some like lights to the front. The security cameras I think came in recently too. Yeah. What else? I was gonna put a dolly in here because that's something that I use a lot on my job. Like, so basically, what I do is like I'm a what's it called? I'm a junior salesman for like a moving company, right? And what this has entailed is like what this like okay, what the fuck am I trying to say right now? What's included in this is like basically you go to someone's house, they have a bunch of junk they want to get rid of, right? And you basically just talk to them about like how much it's gonna cost. You give them like the rundown of how the company like charges them for it, what the prices include, what environmental fees come with what applies to the like what they have, how long the estimate is good for, all that fun stuff, right? So usually you're paired with like another guy, and one of them is a sales lead and one of them is a junior sales lead. I'm a junior right now in training for being a senior, but dude, I swear to God, I want because I make some decent money just being a junior. So I was like, okay, I'll just stay a junior here, like help out the sales lead guy, be on the truck, and do all the paperwork while we're going job to job, and help like change the fucking what's it called? Like all the shit we have to do on our work phones, right? Like do all that shit. I was like, all right, I'll just get really good at that, and then I'll have a decent job here that I can low stress. I mean, super low stress. You don't have to worry about like giving estimates. Like people have a pile of shit, dude, and you have to tell them how much space that's gonna take on the truck. Now, like usually you can give like a 3 range estimate or something like that, but that can be pretty stressful when you're walking through like a fucking McMansion and like things are on different floors and like they want certain things donated. Like it's so many factors, dude. So, where was I going with this? Yeah, so I like usually when we're en route to different places, like I'll be just sitting in the passenger seat sometimes, and like you're looking out the window, and like I'm just looking for because we're passing so many like factory buildings and like rigs and stuff like that. So like I'm always looking for interesting shapes, you know what I mean? And yeah, that's where like I was trying to because I was trying to like on the job think about how I would fill these spaces, man, because it was just I'm so unfamiliar with this whole thing, dude. So yeah, that's how I kind of got those circle shapes because there was this factory building with these big ass circle vents on the top, and like they had fans with the little grates, and they were just spinning, and like I was like, oh shit, like maybe that's it, like maybe that's what I put on the top. Um, I think this one was just a little lighting changes or something, so I could understand what I'm drawing over. Here I had to clarify some things because the door was like I was having a hard time seeing where the door started and ended, so I was like, okay, let me just make it like a red thing. And there was some stuff I did with carpet. So at this point, I started doing my draw over. You can see how that prop like translated into this like simplified version of itself. So if I go back here, so yeah, that's that prop. It's kind of like a simplified version of it. But in this case, like I was like, okay, it'd be cool if like this hatch was some kind of like 3D printer for the machine parts this guy uses, and you type in all the stuff that you need from the machine, and you kind of enter like a sim chip or something, like some kind of programmable chip. If it was a game, this is something that you would like a schematic in Fallout 4, right? Like you find the schematic and then you can craft that item, kind of. And then like you would have this like feedback with the printer, like it would be printing out whatever paper or something like that, telling you how much like record keeping, I guess. I don't know, dude. So yeah, Same here. Like I was just trying to figure out this whole area and just work from the inside out. But like I said, this was giving me a really like I just didn't like how this part was looking with all these straight lines. So that's why I started introducing those shapes to break it up. So this is a little bit closer towards the end. This is a lot closer to where I'm at right now, honestly. Um, if any of you guys are thinking what I'm fucking thinking right now, it's like, all right, line work looks good. It looks decent. How am I gonna color all this? Like, what colors am I gonna use? I'm glad you asked, cause I don't fucking know either. I've been trying to figure out the colors for this for like 8 hours, like 10, something like 8 to 12 hours. I've been just trying to. This is the slowest part of the process for me every single time, dude. So that's telling me that, like, I mean, I'm getting better with it, like as far as color schemes and whatnot goes. But like, it's just, dude, it's so hard. Like, I didn't even consider the fact that like with the busier the scene is, the more you have to like group the colors so that they don't like nothing blends in too much and like you don't. It's so tricky, man. I don't know. But yeah, this is where the line work was. So yeah, this is the version where I drew over like the so I got those like fans added in there. So right there, like that was just like something placeholder, right? And then, dude, my nose is fucked. I'm sorry if you guys hear like me sniffle every now and then or something, but um yeah. So holy shit, dude. I hold on. Let me clear my nose, dude. Okay. Um, what was I saying, dude? Yeah, this is just play like I was just like at the end of the every day that I was working on this, I try to like have some kind of notes on top so that that way like when I came back to it, I know what I'm working on. And yeah, you can see like I'm just trying to make because this scene got way too complex, dude. I can't fucking stress it enough. It's so complex for me. Like it's too complex for me, man. My brain cannot handle this shit like in an efficient way yet. So I'm just looking at this like, God damn it, what have I done? What have I done? I'm just like, man, all right, there's so much shit overlapping like right here. This is a very busy area. I'm just like, how am I gonna? What have I done? So I start going into the ugly duck phase for my coloring. Still figuring this shit out. Still figuring this shit out. And then at this point, I was like, okay, well, I'll just try to keep it a blue theme. Like, keep it like the color scheme blue for the most part. But even then, like, I'm just trying to figure. I start to get there though here, and it starts coming along. This is around where I'm at right now. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, I added in like the little windows and shit like that. But overall, yeah, I'm still figuring that part out. So this is where I'm at right now with it. So I've got some things colored in and some things I'm still like are still placeholder. But this is like that version of the that one prop that I had, this thing. So I kind of tweaked it a little bit to have like more of an interesting shape because before it was the if you look at the line work here, it was just like another square. So I was like, okay, I want this to be a little bit more interesting. Drive the eye towards that area a little bit more as the focal point. So I introduced that like so I kind of have this focal area. I have this little focal thing, and then I have this interesting machine here. And then I just wanted the rest of it to kind of fade into the background, being that they're like just generic recognizable shapes. You know, I don't need them to be anything more than that. That's what I'm starting to realize is that like not everything needs to be some crazy unique design. Like I can introduce, you know, my whole like little fun props or whatever, and then from there just fill the scene with just generic shit that makes those things make sense. If that makes any sense at all, man. So yeah, this is where I'm at right now. Just still figuring this thing out. The colors are still kind of like I'm almost there, man. I can feel dude, I feel like these are starting to come together, but there's something that's like missing that I'm trying to figure out, man. Uh, but yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I've been doing lately. So yeah, with this job that I recently started, so it's been a big challenge for me, just from every angle. Cause lately, like I said, I had to get out of that job that I had being a cashier. So because it was just so mundane, like everything, every day was like pretty much the same, you know. Um, and I'm like, I don't know if like part of me is getting impatient with this shit, like how long it's gonna take to get into the industry or whatever. But then again, like I don't know. I can't complain because I haven't been actively applying. I don't know. It's the same thing, man. I just keep seeing shit I don't feel like I'm qualified for. Then it's just like, okay, well, I should make myself qualified for it by just, adding some more stuff out there to my portfolio. Um, but yeah, with this job, like, so my friend John, he got a job at this junk company or whatever, and I started working with them as a junior, like thinking it was gonna be like, cause as a junior I was getting like 20, like I live in Illinois, dude, like 20 25 an hour was like that's decent ass money, cause we get tips and then there's revenue share and all that fun stuff, right? Uh, so I'm making some decent money. I was more full time, 4 days a week, 12-hour shifts usually. Very demanding on the body at times, but like the one thing that I hadn't done to that point was drive a truck, and I never in my life wanted to be in sales of any kind. Like I'm not a salesman. Like I just never imagined um, me being able to ever fill that role. Like I feel like I'm way too like sympathetic for that. Or not to say like salesmen aren't, but like they don't have that reputation for nothing. Let's be honest here. So like it's just been a real challenge because it's like so many things for me to learn on at once. And the only thing that pushed me to be like a senior sales lead, like a senior sales lead, or a sales lead, yeah, a sales lead. The only thing that pushed me to do that was because they were like, yeah, as a junior in the winter, you're not gonna get basically any shifts. Like you're gonna be just running trucks, and what running trucks means is that you just drive the truck, like you get an empty truck from the warehouse, you drive it to a team that has a full one, and you take their full one and then get like properly dispose of whatever's on the truck. Which is like you're just driving all day basically, going to dumps, recycle stations, all that kind of stuff. And I was just like, fuck that, man. Like cause I hate driving. I like granted the truck is more like because you're like elevated, you're not like in like it's a small box truck, but like for me, I don't like driving because it's like the foreshortening of the road. Like it's not easy for you to kind of digest what's far ahead of you. So like sometimes you'll like realize, oh, like it's a right turn only lane, like right as you're on it. Whereas in the truck, you're like so elevated, you kind of see it further away, so you have more time to adjust, to how you're gonna get on and off a highway, all that kind of shit, right? That's my reasoning. Like, and then on top of that, it's a big ass truck, so like I don't really have fun driving it. Like I never look forward to it, but like I was like, okay, well if I have to, as a junior, you got to be able to drive. So I'm like, okay, I'll learn how to drive. Like fuck it. Like so I'm just shitting myself, like trying to learn how to drive this damn thing, and turns out I'm not too bad at it. So I was like, okay, well that's one less thing. And then they were like, yeah, are you gonna be sales lead? I'm like, nah, man. Like I'm working towards something else right now. So like during the winter, I can just relax and just work on my other stuff. And people were like, man, yeah, but you're gonna be stuck a runner. Like every time you get called, you're never gonna get like tips or nothing. You're gonna get like a flat like 13 an hour and shit. I was like, dude, fuck that. Like I was like, all right, I'm gonna just start trying to like figure this shit out. And then like the thing that pushed me into doing it was like I was paired with this one guy one day, and he was like high as shit. Like he's high as fuck. Like he was he was just like super like, I wouldn't say not professional, but like he wasn't professional. Like looks wise, like this guy like, so he was like hitting the vape pen, and like he goes into this house and like sell like he explains the whole service and all that shit. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, all right, I think I can figure this shit out, bro. So I just slowly started like, I had to accept the fact that it's gonna be it's not gonna be easy, and that I just have to break it down into bite-sized, things. So like now I'm able to go into the house and like give a decent, like a pretty good like pitch on the service, like what it includes and all that shit now. And I figured out how to drive the trucks and all that. Oh wait, okay, yeah, I figured out how to drive the trucks and double truck, which is basically when one team member's in one truck and another's in another truck. Figured all that shit out. So now I'm decent with that, and now it's just working on like sizing, like giving the proper range for junk people have, and like negotiating the price with the customer whenever they're like saying it's too expensive and all that kind of stuff. Like that stuff, I'm surprisingly like the first time I did it, like, and I gave the pitch, like, and I was in my training and shit. Like, I was like, oh, that was kind of cool. Like, it was relaxed. Like, you just have to know what you're saying. Like, it just all comes down to understanding what the service is and like understanding what the customer needs and like how to help them with that. Um, Granted, some people are fucking greedy as hell. Like I like some like dude, people. I'll give like just a crazy example, right? Some dude will have like this ex no true story actually. This Asian guy. We went to this guy's house, right? I'm with this other guy. He's like, yeah, you gotta tax these customers so you make your rev and all that shit. I'm like, I'm thinking like, yo, that's kind of like I ain't trying to do all that. Like I'll just give him the real price, and like if that's not enough for him, like I'll try to help him. How close can you get to that price? Like how can I help you? Get the service and be happy with whatever. Some people, this guy was like, yeah. So we have this thing called standard items, right? So like we'll have like the most frequent things people tend to call us for, like removing a couch, removing a refrigerator, shit like that. This guy had a couch, and like for us to move the like take the couch and like just get it out of his way, like because he has no way to get rid of it, right? Some places that people live, they can't just put it outside and trash people come pick it up. So, fucking, our price is like let's say $200. Hey, we drive to that person's house, we take it, and then they don't have to worry about it anymore. This guy tries to charge the guy $359 for this fucking to take this couch, like for the service. We take the couch, we clean whatever is around it, and then that's pretty much it. And I'm thinking like, holy fuck, like this guy is like I heard him give it the price, and then he's like, oh yeah, yeah, it's gonna be yeah, that right there, and like he didn't even say the price, and I'm just like, and then he's looking at me like, yeah, what do you think? And I'm like, bro, you know, there's the standard like single items on the back, like, but I mean that's the game people play, man. I'm just there to be like I'm not that type of dude, man. I'm not about to go to someone's house and like fucking upcharge the shit out of them for our service, and like because and like I'd rather help the customer and get a nice tip, like a decent tip, right? That goes straight to me than like try to upcharge the customer like $100 and get like $2 out of that. Like I'm not like from a financial like it would pay you way more to just be honest about the shit and like try to help the customer with their pricing or whatever, than like to overcharge them be pissed with the price, but they need the service anyway, and then you gain like fucking nothing from it. Like I don't, and it seems like no one understands that. They just want to have the highest numbers in the company and like get on this little, like in the morning we have these meetings and they just want us to be on the fucking board, and I'm just like, dude, I don't give a fuck about any of that shit. Like I'm just here to have some money, and like I probably sound really nasally right now. Both of my sides of my nose are fucking stopped up, man. But yeah, I'm just here to make some money and like not be a dickhead while I do it. I'm gonna clear my nose real quick. Hold on. God damn it. Yeah, but like a lot of the times we're dealing with like anything from like a mini fridge to like a hot tub. Getting rid of it, like dismantling it, treadmills, pianos, all that heavy shit. And the only problem I have with this fucking job, right, is the fact that I'm allergic to damn near everything we come in contact with. Like anything you can fucking think of. Dust, mold, pollen, dust mites, roaches, fucking cats, dogs, fucking what else, dude? Pretty much everything, man. So I'm allergic to all this shit, right? So I have masks that I wear like whenever we're going, like whenever we're taking, you know, like say like a couch with a shit ton of cat hair on it or a dog hair, whatever the case may be. So I have to wear a mask while we're moving it. You know what I mean? I don't come into the customer's house with a mask on. I have to feel like that's kind of fucking weird. But like once we start moving things, like I'll you know, I'll be like, okay, I'll tell my partner like, all right, let me put my mask on because this shit's gonna fuck me up. Like, and it's not in that moment that it messes me up. It's when I come home and I'm trying to lay down in bed and then like both of my nose, like I almost said both my noses, like my nose is just completely stopped up, dude. I can't like, so I'm like mouth breathing while I go to sleep. It's so fucking terrible. Um, and yeah, like one of the day, like before I started wearing a mask, like, and sometimes you go to these fucking recycling stations and like people will have like bags of concrete that they're dumping off the truck. The second it hits the ground, like you just see white powder like fucking everywhere. No one else in in that company wears a mask but me. Maybe one other guy that has asthma, right? But I have my inhaler and my masks with me. But even then, it's just like almost not enough. So like even now, like since I started working there, I've pretty much been, my nose has pretty much been stopped up, and I've been having to use my inhaler like every day, pretty much every single fucking day, which which really fucking sucks. It's like, but like it was so bad one night. I was telling my friend Evan this. It was so bad one night that I woke up and started applying for jobs. Like I was like, dude, I can't do this shit no more. Like it's actually like affecting my sleep. You know, um, how bad it was getting. So it's really opened my eyes up to the fact that like, hey, this is temporary. You know, like don't get too comfortable here. And that's what brought me back to like, okay, let me start. You know, I need to start. You know, seriously pursuing this concept art thing, like again, like I've been like kind of casually pursuing it, if I'm being honest, and this job has kind of woke me up to the fact that like, hey man, you can't stay here forever. Like your ass is, you're on borrowed time at this fucking job. Like uh so that's, you know, it's kind of lit a fire under my ass because it's decent, it's really good money, dude. You get like decent tips, you get I mean, hourly is gonna be ass because you get tips, right? That's just how companies are. But yeah, you get some decent tips. You get to like go to like different places. I mean, seriously, I've went from everywhere in like the ghetto to like seriously like some of the biggest houses I've ever seen in my life. Um, and you get to talk to these people and just kind of like, you know, I mean, people like when I first started, like people were always telling me like, "Oh yeah, you have good rapport. Like you build rapport with the customer. That's good." And I'm just like, dude, aren't you fucking curious? Like, dude has like a bunch of swords on his wall. You think I'm not gonna ask questions about that? Like, yo, like I see so much cool shit in people's houses that like I have to like I just naturally start asking questions and like talking to them. You know, whereas people just see it as part of the job and you know, they're really. I mean, granted, we're being, you're getting like timed on like your sales per hour and your numbers in that regards, but like I'd rather not even stress about that shit. Seriously, I don't give a fuck. Like I'm there to get this, like not saying that I'm taking my sweet time getting their shit out of the house, but like while I'm doing it, like, you know, I'm talking to if they're just standing there watching us, why not talk to them? You know what I mean? Like I'll be like yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. That's a part of the job that I really enjoy. Sometimes, of course, you deal with people like that are you know, genuinely assholes. Like they'll try to talk the price down like crazy, you know. And just learning how to deal with people like that is a skill that like I was telling my friends like, man, if I do take this sales lead thing, um, I'm sure that there's a lot that I can learn from it that will apply to me freelancing, like price negotiation and like figuring out why that person came to you specifically, like uh and just navigating that whole minefield of shit. Like I was like, all right, at the bare minimum, this is something I can take from it while teaching myself that like this is something that I'm capable of doing. And in a lot of ways, it's really seriously helped me a lot, like confidence wise, in terms of what I feel like I can and can't learn. Like it was 100% something that I never thought was possible for me. Not saying um, like I know the way I'm wording it, it makes it sound like, man, I was born to be a sales lead. Like, no, I'm not on that bullshit. I'm just saying like this is something like that reminded me. I got the same feeling I got from it that I got from FZD almost. Not in terms of intensity, but like the fact that, oh, okay, I can learn how to do this thing. You know, I can learn how to navigate this, and it made me really trust myself to build a plan and be able to stick to it and be able to, you know, because my whole thing is like there was so much to learn when I first started at that job that like I thought it was fucking impossible. But when I break things down to the bare bones of it and I just focus on what's in front of me right now, learn how to do that, and then learn steps past that. And you have to, like, for me, I have to actively be thinking like, okay, this person's doing X, Y, and Z. What can I do to make it easier for them? You know, in terms of who I'm with, like as a partner, like in the trucks, in terms of the customers, you know. Because when I was a cashier, like you're dealing with like 400 people a day or something like that. At the store that I was on, like on Express and shit. Whereas like this time, I'm dealing with like 8 customers a day. So like in terms of like how much you can help each person, it's just like I see it as a like it's a, I don't know, it's an opportunity for growth, man. Like, and I was like, all right, worst comes to worst, like every job that I've worked at, I've tried to take something from it. You know, even as minimal as like my Spanish, like when I had that one job where it was just a bunch of Guatemalans, dude, and I was like, okay, well, these are my coworkers. I don't give a fuck. Like I'm gonna just try to learn some Spanish so that way that we're not like we're able to communicate. We're a little bit more efficient, you know, like something, dude. I was like, all right, I could like I'm looking always for the things that I can take from it. And through that, like I learned to banter with them. We'd fuck with each other all the time, like talking shit. I learned words from them, like talking shit, just to like mess with them. And then I like learned new words from like other coworkers at the same spot that they didn't know I knew. So then I'd come around and like mess with them that way, you know. So like yeah, I don't know, man. But long story short, yeah, this job, as great as it is at times and as shit as it is, it's probably one of the best jobs I've probably had. But it just sucks that it takes such a big toll on my body. But at the same time, like I'm trying to see, okay, well, what does that mean for me? And it reminded me that hey, like this isn't where you want to stay. This is where you want to use, like you want to use this as a stepping stone, you know, to get closer to uh, where you're trying to be. It's really, and like this also made me realize that like outside of concept art, I'm generally optimistic when it comes to like those viewpoints I have. Like I don't know why with I think it's because I'm like I feel like my identity is so tied in concept art, like in terms of my self worth almost, that like I just it's hard for me to believe I'm any good at it. It's I just don't believe that. I know that the work is like okay. Like the best compliment I can give myself is that like I think it's all right. It's not bad. You know, like but I'm never gonna go in terms of being like, oh yeah, that's fucking awesome. Like I'm so happy I did that. Very few pieces I have that are like that. But like when it comes to general like shitty situations, my ability to just think through it and like stay level headed and calm and just try to figure out what the fuck is going on. I think that's something that I've just started to learn about myself in terms of these kinds of situations. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I've got shit tons of stories from this job, though, man. Like, people are both from customers and from people I've worked with. But all this to say is like, yeah, I'm still. I mean, lately, I gotta ramp up how I'm pursuing this because seriously it's fucking my body up, and like of course I'm gonna like find out like if I can see a doctor or something like that. I don't have health insurance at the job yet, so that's something else I gotta text my manager about. But yeah, it's a lot to figure out, but I just gotta make myself good enough to figure it out. I don't know, dude. What else? Yeah, man. I mean, I hope things have been going well for you guys. Like I said, it's just with how this is fucking up my body. I think like sure it's worth figuring out like what I can do with the doctor to like lessen those symptoms, but also remind myself that I need to keep it moving. Like I'm not here to stay. I'm here to pass through. I need to I need to get back on the grind to get a damn job. So yeah, it's been making me realize that a lot more. That's pretty much it, guys. Just keeping this video under an hour. Hey, you know me. I don't make videos like that no more. I keep them under an hour. Hey, give me enough time. I'll have these down to 10 minutes. Just get. I might need like a couple years, but I'll get there. All right, I'll see you guys, man. I hope you guys are doing well, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully next time I make a video, I'm not so nasally and like stopped up and shit. Yeah, hopefully that's a lot better, and hopefully I have another gig. Shit. All right, see you guys.